Hello, 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 hello. How are you doing? I trust you're all doing fine. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to another edition of Discovery Time. I trust and hope you are all doing wonderful. How has your week been so far? Let me know how you are doing. Let me know how you are doing. I am fine. I am coming once again your way with Discovery Time, and I hope and trust that you are all doing fine. So it is Discovery Time once again. Let's call in the Calvary. We are live. We are live. We are live. Let's call in the Calvary that we are live. I'm just trying to do some settings here, so don't mind me if I am fidgeting around. All right, welcome everyone to another edition of Discovery Time. If you are new to my channel, my name is Helen Aya. I am an executive coach and educator, and I want to welcome you. I come every Wednesday, once a week, live on most of the social media platforms, mostly on Facebook, on YouTube, LinkedIn, and TikTok. So if you are new to my channel, please subscribe and follow as we dive into, some wonderful, wonderful things. Anyways, you are once again welcome. How are you? Hello. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. Okay, let me introduce myself again. My name is Helen Aya, in case you don't know me. I'm an educator, which means I deal with students, I teach. I'm also an executive coach, which means I'm a consultant for businesses, mostly for nonprofit organizations, because that's where my expertise lies. And I am a life coach. So if you have any questions, or you want to go deeper into some of the topics, feel free to contact me. My contact details and everything you can find. You can also follow me on most of the social media platforms. On Facebook, I'm there with Clarity Rise. On YouTube, I'm there with both Clarity Rise and Helen Aya. On TikTok, I am there with Helen Aya. And so feel free to follow, feel free to, also contact with any of your questions. I come once a week live, so I don't want to bombard you with too much. You know, there's already a lot going on. So I don't want to be in your faces. I also want, whenever I come, that it is quality. And so not to just come and sit and talk, but um, to be meaningful, to make it a day or an hour well spent, because time is too precious. Your time is precious. It is money. And I don't want to waste it. I want to make the best out of it, right? So please help me do what we do best. Good evening, all. Good evening. Thank you all for tuning in. As you come in, please help us do what we do best. Help us to, call in the Calvary. Help us to um, spread the word. We are alive. We are alive. We are alive. You are all welcome. Welcome once again. Welcome to Discovery Time, where we discover not new things, because new things are then what to be invented, right? No, we uncover what already is, what maybe we have forgotten, and try to bring it to our up in a memory and help us um to live life, to focus on life, to live intentionally, because that's what it's all about nowadays. We move through things, through life, like it's nothing. Most of us are not intentional again with life. And so I come here to remind us that, hey, life is what you make it to be. Life is what you make it to be. I mean, if you don't make life happen for you, life is not going to happen. What is life? Life is time. Life is time. I wrote some time ago that time is life and life is time. And, life is measured in time. We are born on a so and so day and we exit on so and so day. That's your lifetime. When someone dies, they read the obituary. What do they say? Mr. So and so or Mrs. So and so was born, died, and then they go on to say what the content, like the legacy of that person. This is what this person leave or left behind. Children, husband or wife, depending on the gender, um, and made a so and so impact. That is your life story. That is your life story. And at the end of it all, that is what is going to really matter. So when we are going through life, you need to realize that if you are not intentional with life as time, it just goes on. Life goes on, like they say. If you exit, life goes on, unfortunately. You know. So what are you doing with your life right now? What are you doing with your life? How are you living life? How are you making decisions? How are you thinking about life? We are in November, remaining 1 month and some weeks for the year 2025 to come to an end. I mean, if you look back, way back from January, and I am sure most of us made these, New Year resolutions and then we forgot about it. Like, I'm going to in 2025, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going, all the I'm going to. How often did we visit that resolution to find out are we still on track? And to maybe redirect somehow. That is how intentional we're supposed to be. So go way back to January and ask yourself, you are now in November. I mean, November is moving very fast, like we are almost in the middle of November. How have you been so far? Good evening, Madam Teacher. Good evening. Happy birthday once again. Congratulations. May God bless your new year. You are welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please help us do what we do best. Help us spread. Help us, call in the Calvary and also join in the discussion because I want us to really interact. Madam Teacher, another time has been added. Another time has been added to you. Life is time. And year is time. Another time has been added to you. If you look back, how has life been? And how do you or want life to be the coming year or so? That is how intentional we need to be with life. Because if you sit back, fold your hands, and hope that everything will fall into place, my dear people, it's not going to happen. You need to make life happen. You need to make it happen. If you don't make it happen, it's not going to happen. And your life is the sum total of all your choices. So the example that I gave at the beginning of, the obituary of being read out is the sum total of their choices. The choices that someone made. At the end of the day, that's where the balance is made. And it's going to be, was it a good one or was it a bad one? Like, that's where the result is going to show. But you need to make it happen for you. And not only for you, you need to make it happen for the generation after you. How are they going to think about you at the end of it all? And for that to happen, Unity becomes serious with life. I mean, let's wake up. Cuckoo. Let's wake up. Time is fast moving and it waits for no one. Like it's a circle. It goes and it comes back. It goes and it comes back. And so I say time is infinite, but we are finite. We are not infinite. In fact, we are eternal. If someone will understand what I'm trying to say. But this body, exactly, what will you be remembered for? Exactly. That's what it's all about. How are people going to remember you and for what? What legacy, what impact? Thank you very much, Madam Teacher. What impact are you making? See, life is not about you. The, the, the sooner we start understanding this, the better. Your life is not about you. However, it is only you that can make it happen. I'm, I'm saying it's only you, not meaning that you have to do it all by yourself. But the choice has to come by you. You have to make the choice. You have to make the choice. You have to make up your mind. You have to decide, I am going for this. I am choosing A or B. God gave us this choice. He said, I present to you what? Life and death. Choose one. So if our Maker in his infinite wisdom gave us the choice, knowing very well which one is good for us, yet he gives us the choice. He says, choose one, life or death. He knows why he gives us the choice, because he gave us this wonderful gift called the will. Wonderful gift called the will. And the will is what drives us to make whatever choices we want to make. And it's up to us to tame that will. To tame that will. You know, lions are very powerful animals, yet they can be tamed. They can be tamed by us, humans, through our will. If lions, the wild cats, and all these wild animals can be tamed by humans, hmm, and there is this thing that is so difficult for human to tame. So just imagine how blessed we are, at the same time also how heavy the responsibility is on us. And that's why some people just don't want to make any choice, because it comes with a whole lot of responsibility. It comes with accountability. It comes with, making sure that the choice that you make, you can account for it because you are responsible for it. So some will avoid it, some will try to, put it away. Yes, lions can be tamed. They are tamed. They are put in cages. They are used in circus and all kinds of um shows for us to go and watch. They can be tamed. They can be tamed. Even the whales in the sea can be tamed. The difficult thing for us, the most difficult thing for humans to tame, is the will. Is the will. Why? Because we have not yet understood this will. Why? Because we also think the will is just for us to do whatever we want. It's for us to do whatever we want. But if all of us should be doing what we want, how is life going to be like? Even the cities, the countries that we live in, they have put in laws. And those laws are there for a reason. Because if they should allow each and every one of us to just do whatever we want, there's going to be chaos. That's why there are laws. There are laws governing each country, each place you go to. Even families have laws within them, both written and unwritten rules of engagement. So that you understand, this place, this is how we behave. Sometimes you don't even need to know what is written. Most of the time, it's not written down when it comes to families and cultures. You just go and you what? You observe, you watch. Without anyone explaining anything to you from your observation, you will know what kind of law is governing that place. To make sure that interrelationships are what? Regulated. The interrelationships, so the relationships with the other, but we most of the time forget we have also intra relationships. The relationships with yourself, the relationship with yourself, intra relationship. So you must have that as well. And also, that must be regulated. That is where the taming of the will comes in. Why am I bringing this back? Like I did this long time ago, some years ago, and I'm bringing it back again because we cannot live a purposeful life. We cannot live an intentional life if we lack this understanding. And then the whole exercise with the P code will not be effective. It will not be effective. So you need to be intentional. For you to be intentional, you need to understand yourself. You need to know who you are. You need to know where you are heading to. You need to know your why you exist. And then how all this play, how all this play with you fulfilling or developing yourself. I have said this before. The best place for us to be, the best place for us to be is to be where you have this awareness of who you are, self-awareness, where you are aware of who you are and where you are heading to. Why is it the best place to be? There are some certain things you will not allow to come near you. Your focus is different. You are guided by that knowledge. You make choices wisely based on what the information that you have, the insight that you have about you. So if you don't define yourself, people will define who you are. That's just the truth, right? I mean, if you look into the mirror, you see what? Your self-image. But if you remember about what I said with perception, perception blurs even our own image. So what you see in the mirror can be so blurred. Blurred with what? What others have been saying about you. Or, I don't think you can do this because, yeah, from what I'm seeing, you don't have that in you to do it. And then you start internalizing that. Yeah, I can't do it. They're right. I don't see myself doing it. Yeah, I can't do it. Or I think just go for that one. Leave this one. You can just go for the other one. You are pushed into certain, in a direction that it's not you. But because you've been hearing it, oh, I think this might be good for you. Oh, people have been saying, I think they think, yeah, this might be good for me. So you fall into that without checking who am I and does this relate to me and does this even fall into the purpose, my why? Is it in alignment with it? We don't check, we don't do that enough. Especially with social media nowadays. Oh, the noise is too much. Please be careful. Be careful what you are listening to. Be careful. Our eyes, ears are what? the doorways to our souls, to your will. Your eyes, your ears, your nose, what you perceive. What you perceive. Now, perceive can be also what you smell, what you think about something. They can they can all be tainted by what we think to hear, think to see, think, just think. Assumptions, assumptions upon assumptions, presumptions, assumptions, all that influences who we are one way or the other, who we become one way or the other. So please be mindful. When we spend time scrolling on social media, what are you scrolling? What are you allowing in? What are you allowing into your personal space? Because whatever the eye see, it allows in. Whatever the ears hear, it's in. There is no such thing as this has no influence on me. I hear some people, sometimes some of the youth, as they are watching some certain things, especially with games and stuff like that, will be like, how do you feel spending so, like, how can you spend all these hours on something and expect it not to have any effect on you? Ah, no, miss, it has no effect on me. But it does. Time is life. And so whatever you spend your time on, you exchange. Remember, time is currency? It is currency. You are using it to pay to get something. So whatever you are spending your time on, if it is not adding any value to you, why are you spending then so much time on it? You are exchanging it for something. You are exchanging your time for something, whether positive or negative, it's still something. So whatever you are spending your time on, just don't make the mistake to think it has no influence on you. It has. Your mind is recording some things that you think has no effect. Your eyes are seeing things and it's being printed into your memories that you think has no effect. So whatever we are doing, please let's be conscious about this. Let's be conscious about it because they definitely have effect. They definitely have what effect. We cannot be intentional and we cannot grow. What is growth? I said in progress, one of the P's. Growth is both inward, but it first of all, inward. That is where you get to know who you are, grow deep down, have this firm foundation, strong roots. So as you are growing up, you have enough roots to balance whatever that comes your way and be focused on where you are going to. So whether you are growing up, you remember trees grow up, but they have branches that spread. They have branches that spread. Now, if they don't first grow down to get that firm foundation, it will not make sense to grow up because they will not last. They will not last. The wind will come, heavy rains will come. If the root is not solid, they are going to be uprooted, they are going to be blown away. That is the same thing with us. I use metaphors a lot because if we think about them very well, it just is how life is with us as well. Why do they say some people, you see some people, they say they are unstable. Unstable means they don't have any grounding. They don't have any roots. They don't have any standing. Like if you hang around such people for too long, you become unstable. because influence, it will rub on you. It will rub on you. People matters. Please don't tell me it doesn't matter. People matters. Whom you hang around with matters. What you see, perception, what you think to see, everything, it matters. So be intentional. Be intentional with how you are going about life. Be intentional with who you hang around with. But you can only know who not to hang around with if you know who you are. You can only know what who not to hang around with if you know who you are. Because people, like, you need people to get to where you need to get to. Mhm. You need people to get to where you need to get to. One way or the other, we are not islands. We no one has it also all. So you need the other to help you, and they also need you to help them on their journey. That's how life is. It's give and receive. Please, I want us to change this mindset of give and take. I explained it in one of my teachings that give and take is so wrong because take means you are taking it what by force. Take means what is the takers. They just take. That is not give and no, we should not do give and take. You give and you receive. It is more honorable to give and also to what? To receive, not take. Because whatever you take, it never belongs to you, anyways, because you took it. But whatever you receive, it's willingly, freely offered, given, and it becomes much more, valuable and blessing. So if we will change our mindset with this give and take, there are some words we use. We need to sit and think about the meaning and their effect on us, on our mindset. Where did this kind of talk come in? How did they start it? You will have a different mindset when you start thinking about the deep meanings about some words and their effect on you. Whether perceived or not, they still have effect on us. Exactly, Madam Teacher. We have to be intentional. Thank you. Continue telling them. Because if we are not intentional with life, before you know it, like this year, like 2025 just passed like I don't know, but it's still like for me, we just entered 2025 and already we are getting to the end of 2025. Now, if you had no plans, if you don't know what you are doing and you just live life anyhow, you will sleep, wake up, do the same thing, sleep, wake up, do the same thing, sleep, wake up, do the same thing. Another year has passed. What did you do? What did you achieve? Another time has passed. Another season has passed. You know, maybe let me say it this way: your age, you are that age but once in your lifetime. Yeah. Madam Teacher, another year has been added to you. I don't think in your life you will ever be that age again. The age that passed, it has passed, it's gone. It is gone. That is how you need to think about time. That year has passed. Last year I was, yes, was, is gone. Never to return again. You even if you go back to time, you can never reset it. Never to return again. That time has passed. So what are you now going to do with the time that you have? That is what matters. The past has passed. Those things are gone. If you had a past glory, ooh, past glory is past glory. Congratulations, well done, but that was in the past. What about now? What about today? Can they say that about today? Oh, last listen, I passed with how many marks? Awesome. That was for then. What about now? Can you repeat that same story? If you can't repeat that same story, then something is wrong because that is what is supposed to be happening. That success story, you are supposed to be able to repeat it and even improve on it. If it is not happening, then something is wrong. I want us this today. I just want to talk to us about. I'm touching on every part of the P's, the principles, the passion, the purpose, every part of the P. And I want us to be intentional with life. Thank you, Shamim. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Please, if you have any questions or comments, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. And yeah, join in the conversation. Be intentional with life. Be intentional with life. And please help us to share, help us to like. It helps a lot. Apparently, I don't do that a lot. I don't call people to share. I don't call people to like too much because I'm like, so please do like and help us to share because I am not here to waste your time. I am not here to entertain us. I'm not an entertainer, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I don't know which of the two, but I am speaking from the depth of my heart and for what I believe is my purpose, my passion, my drive, um, to help us, including myself, because we are learning. We are all learners. In life, we all have to be learners. If you are not a learner, then forget it. You can't move forward in life. So we are all learning. We learn to grow and we grow to learn. If you don't learn new things, you can never have this newness. If you already know everything, then leave and make more space for the rest of us. Because that's what life is all about. We never graduate from the school of life until the end of life itself. We never graduate. So let's be a people of learners. Open your mind, have this growth mindset. In my coaching, I poke a lot. I poke. If you have this fixed mindset, this mindset of this is who I am. I've always been like this. I'm not going to change. I'm adding a bit of sassiness to it. I know that not everyone talks like that, and not everyone behaves like that. But you have these people with this fixed mindset that this is me. Take it or leave it. If you have that fixed mindset, then you are doing yourself a big harm. Know who you are, yes. Know who you are to be able to also know the kind of change that you need to change to match to where you need to be. That is where knowing who you are comes in. It is not knowing who you are to now remain there stagnant and be like, one place. When water stays too long at one place, what happens? When water stays too long at one particular place, it really begins to discolor and smell. Scent starts to come in. That's why water that stays at one place is not healthy to drink because it attracts germs, bacteria, and all that. You need fresh. It needs to flow. It needs to refresh. It needs new stream coming in. That's how our lives need to be. We need to be refreshing. We need to be bringing in newness each time in our knowledge, richness each time, or depth in our knowledge to help us to become these wonderful people that we already are. We are hidden treasures in earthen vessels. That's the title of my first book, hidden treasures in earthen vessels, because that's what we are. We are precious. We are precious. You cannot you cannot quantify your life. You cannot what quantify your life. That's how precious you are. So we you should not allow some things to limit you and then remain there and have this mindset of I cannot. Ah, I remember one of my eldest. There was a time in her life she was having this um low self-esteem when when she was very young then. I remember she would come crying, "Mama, some girl said I'm not her friend, or this one said this, or this one said that." And I observed her for a while because I wanted to see how she's going to deal with all that. But then I realized she's becoming more and more emotional and buying into this um thing of, oh, I cannot, they don't like me, and why this, becoming very emotional. And I'm like, okay, now I need to step in. And so I told her, I said, my dear, hmm, you see, if you do not take charge, she was quite young. I like, she was at the age of this 5 6, so that was quite young age. But it has been going on for a while, and this girl, some few girls will be, one time be like, no, you can't play with me because I'm friends with this one now. You know how children behave, and she will feel so bad, so bad. So I told her, I said, my dear, this is life. Instead of you coming to me crying every day that this one said this one said that, I want you to turn it around. You have other children you can play with, right? It's not by force that those ones, or especially one of them, has to be your friend. In a few years to come, you'll not even remember who she is because your ways might split. I was talking to my 5 6 year old like I was talking to an adult. And I made her to understand in her language, at her level. I made her to understand that if she does not stop playing or allowing them to have effect on her, she's always and every time going to come home crying. She's much more than that. You are beautiful, you are wonderful, you are, fearfully made. You should not allow anyone to bring you down. If they say they can, or especially that one says you cannot be her friend because you did not give her what she wants, that is far, like, get far away from her because she's not a good person. I said it point blank. Sorry. Choose your phrase wisely. Anyone that will make you to do something before they'll say you are my friend is not the one to call your friend. And from that time on, she started having this. Ah, mama, I told her. She said I'm not her friend. I said, well, that's too bad for you. That's too bad for you. I said, good girl, continue. When she says that, you just go and play with other friends. She'll be the one to come. And that is how she started now, picking that one up. Yes, you always want to fit in, exactly, but you don't have to fit in. Good evening, Felix. You're welcome. How are you doing? Good evening. You don't have to fit in, and that's a problem. So at that age, I started teaching her that. Why I don't want her and any of her siblings to feel like they need to gain the the friendship or the sympathy or do some, no. And also this I cannot mentality. I said in our house we don't have I cannot. We don't know I cannot. At least try. and try your best. And if it doesn't work the first time, we continue to try. Yes, we will know when it's enough, we will know when it's not in there, but at least try. We don't just give up like that and say, I cannot. Because the word of God makes us to understand we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. So why should we limit ourselves? We have different giftings, yes. So when we realize, oh, okay, that is not my strength, you don't give up because it's not your strength. You still work on it, but that is just not your strength. Simple as ABC. But try. There is no such thing as I cannot. So I make them to understand that. Try your best, giving your best. It doesn't work the first time, it doesn't mean it's not going to work the second time. Most of the inventions were not, they did not invent it the first time. It was many trials. It went through many trials, much more than we think. That we are enjoying them today does not mean they just thought of them and poof, puff, it's here. It went through process. Trials and errors, they are part of it. So mistakes, failures, part of the journey. All part of it. Please teach your young ones. Teach them. No, we are not after perfection because we are not perfect. But at least try. And mistake is part of it. We learn from our mistakes. If you do not learn, see, the best thing to make in life, I'm not saying go and intentionally make mistakes, but mistakes are the best teachers in the world. They are what the best teachers in the world because instantly you will learn what not to and start thinking of what are the possibilities if you do not dwell in your mistakes. Now, again, I'm not saying go and make mistakes, but holding back, not trying at all, is the greatest failure in life. Holding back, not trying at all because you're afraid of certain mistakes or what people will say or what if it doesn't work out? What if it does? And so, what if it doesn't work out? At least you have tried. You know what not to, and how now to plan your next step. Like I said, the inventions we're enjoying today, they did not all just start, at once and they are there. They went through a whole lot of trials and errors. And what we have to minus, okay, this does not work. Let's try this. They tried different things to give us what we are enjoying today. That's life. Life does not always, it's not like a smooth ride. There's no smooth ride. There are, bumps on the way. You'll meet some bumps, you'll meet some curves, some sharper. So you need to know how to take that curve with that sharpness without falling out of lane. And some straight, but even on the straight, you will come across some hurdles to overcome. It's part of life. It's what makes us strong, but it's also what adds richness to our experience. People that have gone through things and have always come out victorious, they are more resilient, they are more stronger, they are more mentally, they have their look on life and everything is different. Why? They've gone through one or two things in life that has given them a different perception to life. The only danger there is that some become close minded. That's a fixed mindset I'm talking about. But those that manage to open and continue to learn always see themselves, scaling through. So I want us to have that mindset. Please learn. Be a learner. Be a student. We are life's students. Be a student. They have a different mindset, Felix. Absolutely. Be a student. Be a student of life because we all are. No matter how, you have people with PhD in I don't know what and whatsoever. Having PhD in one particular field or even three fields still does not make you an expert of life because life itself is so deep. It's so deep that the only way we arrive is when we live, when we exist. That's the paradox of life. The only time you actually arrive or finish your course in this life school is when you also exit. And that is when the balance will be made. How did this person live? What's the impact this person made? What is the impact? Like Joy, Madam Teacher said, what is the impact this person made? Yes, learning is a continuous process. Thank you, Felix. You have to learn every day. And you know what I learned from my daughter that time? Because I looked inward within me that time as well. And I was like, I have really allowed a whole lot of things um with this trying to fit in. And that's why I was trying to correct because I saw myself in her. I saw myself in her and I was like, oh no, 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 no. We are not going to do that. Please be strong. If someone says you are not or they are not your friend because of ABC, please let them go. Let them go. Let them go. If you have to prove your friendship to someone by doing what they like before they can say, okay, you are my friend. And then the next time, well, if you don't do this, then it's manipulation. It's manipulation. That's not friendship. No. So rather be on your own than be in that kind of friendship because that's not friendship. So recognize things for what they are, recognize people for who they are, and please stay away. And then those ones that can help you, those ones that add value to your life, you now what? Attach yourself to them. I'm coming back to how you spend your time. Again, if you are spending your time looking at things, scrolling down, with nothing. You obtaining nothing. Remember, time is currency, it is money. You exchange it for something. That's why they say time is money. It is not that you are working, but you are exchanging it for something. You use time to pay for something. That is, understand this word when they say time is money. Because I know even most of my youth they use it in the context of work or if we ask them to volunteer for something or why they are not volunteering because nowadays our youth don't like volunteering. They don't like volunteering at all. So I'm like, why don't you volunteer? Why don't you do this? Do you know what you can learn from it? They're like, but I'm not being paid. I'm giving my time and I'm not being paid. And I'm like, how can you think that? I mean, do you know what are the things that you are actually getting that you cannot quantify it, that you cannot, how should I put it? Not quantify, but you cannot put it in money. Like you can't. But you are learning something that will help build your life, with that time that you're exchanging, that time that you're volunteering. You are working how to work in team. This is not, you don't learn how to work in team. Most schools don't really teach that very well. But when you are put in a context where you need to work with people with different background, different culture, different whatsoever, and you are able to manage, you are able to scale it, you're able to do it, and still give your time to things that, I mean, come on, these are things you can't, these are assets that you can get without paying for it, but you are paying with it with your time. You are exchanging your time for those things. But no, the only thing, oh, but I'm not being paid cash. What is cash? Cash, you spend it today and it's gone. What you learn, you take it along with you a lifetime, because no matter what, you're going to need it. No matter what. Nowadays, if you go for solicitation, what are they looking for? Are you a team player? Hmm? Hmm. Are you a team player? Can you talk, communicate? How is your communication skills like? How do you solve problems? These are soft skills they are looking for. They don't teach you, you acquire them through what you do, through your relationship with others. But their mindset is, I need to be paid for, if I'm doing this, I need to be paid for it. That payment you receive. Thank you very much, mommy. Good evening, ma. Yes, indeed, ma. No knowledge is wasted. Absolutely not. That money you will receive today, you will eat it, is gone. But the knowledge that you have gained. I, I have volunteered a lot, and I can tell you honestly, there are a lot that I have learned. And I thank God for that. I thank God for the opportunities. I thank God for, making me that type also that willingly want to give that time, because what you get back, now people are paying for it. People are paying for seminars on how to solve problems. Okay. People are paying for mindset training. You now waste money to pay for things that you could have learned by exchanging your time exchanging your time for it. So time is currency, but you need to be wise in how you spend it. Know that whatever you are spending, the time that you are spending, it will either pay back or be wasted. So whatever you are spending your time on, please check it. Please check it. Check it. Is it paying off? Is it a wise investment? Because you are investing in it. What is the return? What is your return on your investment? The time that you volunteer in something tangible, good. It's an investment that will bring forth, that will birth a lot of good things, knowledge, values, things, that skills that you otherwise will not have, and you can use in the future. How are you spending that time? How is it coming to? I remember I'm going to give this, um in my church, and there was a time that they needed someone to be making flyers. And that time I was just playing around. We were using then this publisher, and I was just playing around with things. I love learning things, I love doing things. But then I was asked, can you do this? And also magazine. And I remember, like, oh, how am I going to start that? How am I going to do this? And my mommy, my spiritual mother, my mommy, she's this, God bless her, she pushes you. And so she was just like, Helen, you are going to do the magazine. And honestly, I had to scratch my head, like, I've done it in small, just playing around, but now I need to do a magazine, like a whole magazine. Women magazine, how am I going to do it? It was a challenge, but I thank God I went through that because it helped me how to segment, how to do this. How today making my own book is it's just part of it. Today making my own book is I can do it. I know the layout that I want. I want this, I want that. And you know, it has helped me. The same thing with flyers. I know, okay, you have different formats, you have this, you have that. And thank God now we have but at least you have the background, you have the information, you know what to do, you know what to those are skills that as I started my professional, like working, there are things we don't have to wait for others to do it. I'm like, oh, I can do it, let's just go ahead and do it. Those are skills not lost. You gain so much. I gave the time and I gained so much in return that I'm still using till today, improved on, and still using. So, whatever you are doing, especially with time, if it is not adding value to you, please remove, stop doing. People, if they are not adding value to you, please, there is no harm in saying, I'm sorry, I love you, but I'll love you from afar from now on. Because those things matters. You need to be intentional with life. It matters where you are going to. Not everyone can be there. You cannot accommodate everyone there. So be intentional. But first of all, know who you are. That intra relationship, start building it before you can now have inter relationship. If you don't know who you are, the inter becomes a problem. It becomes what? A problem. So have first what? Intra relationship. Have the relationship with yourself, and then you can have, because whatever, I repeat, last week I said it a lot of time, but I'm repeating it again. Whatever you are not to yourself, you cannot be to others. That's just the truth. So within you, if you cannot have this healthy relationship with yourself, don't expect others to have a healthy relationship with you because you don't accept yourself. You cannot look yourself in the mirror and say, yes. Not that, again, not the narcissistic type. No. Even then, narcissist, it's more of low self-image. Not that. Know who yourself in a healthy, balanced way. Know your strength, know your weaknesses, know the opportunities also that are there for you. Because your weaknesses can give room for growth. They give room. Even your strength. Don't say this is my strength and hold on. Even your strength, you can still improve on, you can still work on, you can still make them more stronger. That's your opportunities. And the threats, like I said, are those ones that don't add any value, that they are really a threat to their purpose, to who you are, to you moving forward. If you want to be productive in life, if you want to be effective in life, please try and keep track with all these things. Know who you are, build a healthy relationship with yourself, and then be intentional with life. Be intentional with your use of time. Be intentional with your use of with how you the people you hang around, because they matter. They affect everything. They affect your mindset, your perception, everything. Be intentional with the things you allow through the doorways to your soul. Huh? Our eyes, ears, they are the doorways. Even nose, smell, they are the doorways to what? To our soul. And I touched about the will being this powerful tool. If you don't know how to tame it, it will become a problem. Your soul is where your will is. And so all this boils down to that. Be intentional. And I pray that God will help us, because we cannot do it all by ourselves. I know we can't do it all by ourselves. We already have a blueprint for our lives, which is God. He has the blueprint of our lives. Good evening, Ify. Good evening. You're welcome. How are you doing? Absolutely. No knowledge is wasted. Thank you all for tuning in. You are all welcome. So just be aware of the things that, influences you one way or the other. Wow, Ify, it's been ages actually. It's been a while. How are you? Longest time, absolutely. Very long. All of you have abandoned me, but consistency wins. All of you abandoned me, but I need to do what God has called me to do, my purpose, and so I'll continue to do it. But it's so good to see you. It's so nice. What happened to you? I'm curious to know. Um. Anyways, awesome, awesome. You are all once again welcome. Patience, how are you doing? You are welcome. Patience, please correct me if I am correct. I think I missed your birthday. I saw something like that. I wanted to, and then some other things came in. Happy birthday, dear. If I missed it, happy, happy, happy birthday. God bless you. God reward you. God give you, new and wonderful things for this day. And please remember, it's a day, it's an age that, you are not going to get again. This is the age. Once it passed, it's gone. So please make good use of that age. Make good use of the time that you have been given. God bless you for that. Amen. Yes, yes, if you all really abandon me, but it's okay. It is well. It is well. We move. I always say we move regardless. We move regardless. Even if it is one person that you know, is there, I will still continue to bring my best. You know why? Because that one person is 100. That one person can touch 100 people. That's my mathematics. So I continue with it. And I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for coming. And please help us to do what we do best. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Shamim. Thank you so much. Thank you all for tuning in. I don't like wasting our time. So I always come 1 hour, 8 p.m. Central European time. And so please, if you can join us at that time, it will be awesome, and help us do what we do best. When you come on, please help us to like, share what these people want us to do, so that they can be promoting us. So help us to do that. I will be so grateful for you to do that. Yes, you came late. Unfortunately, I have to round up now, so that you can also enjoy other programs. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you all. And I will see you unfailingly. Please, please remember, it is every Wednesday. So far, I'm keeping to that, at least every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central European time, so that we can really have a good time. Because I really love the interaction. I want us to be having more of that. But if you come on time, we can then have more of it. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Remain blessed. Have a wonderful week. Make good use of your time. Make good use of the people around you. But above all, love yourself. Love yourself is a love that you have that you will give. So love yourself, and God bless you. Take good care of yourselves.